Sir,
जी
you are able to write it ना कि उस पे तुम लिख भी सकती हो।
ये कहलाते हैं गुड नोट। मेरे पास 2 किस्म के हैं। ये गुड नोट है। गुड नोट में ये है कि मैं जितनी भी किताबें होती हैं पीडीएफ वाली वो मैं इस पे सेव कर सकती हूँ और फिर मैं उसमें भी डायरेक्ट भी लिख लूँ या फिर मैं उसमें एक सफा ऐड करके फिर उस पे लिखना शुरू कर दूँ। तो बहुत अच्छा ऐप है ये।
अच्छा, तो ये हर एक के लिए अवेलेबल है इसको। अच्छा, इस
हर
पे
एक
फिर लिखते किस तरह से?
अच्छा, मेरे पास
पेन
जो है
वाला
वो आईपैड है। आईपैड में पेन होता है।
अच्छा, इसके लिए आईपैड होना जरूरी है?
नहीं, लोगों के पास कंप्यूटर पे भी लिखने के लिए पेन होता है। तो आपको मालूम करना पड़ेगा कौन से। जाहिर है पाकिस्तान में भी वही टेक्नोलॉजी आ जाती है। लैपटॉप पे जैसे टच स्क्रीन होता है तो टच स्क्रीन वाला है लैपटॉप का स्क्रीन, तो आप उस पे भी लिख सकते हैं। ठीक है, कुछ लोग अपने सेल फोन पे भी लिखते हैं। सेल फोन का भी पेन आता है।
हाँ, पेन होना चाहिए इसका। हाँ,
तो पेन जरूरी है।
अच्छा।
तो क्योंकि जब मैंने पढ़ाना शुरू किया तो लड़कियां जो थी वो शिकायत करती थी कि हमें बोर्ड पे पढ़ाओ। अब बोर्ड के लिए तो मुझे स्पेशल कैमरा लगाना पड़ता, फिर एक जगह पे खड़े होके बोर्ड पे पढ़ाना पड़ता है। तो वो फिर मैंने किसी को देखा था इस पे पढ़ाते हुए, तो मैंने कहा मैं भी ये लेने की कोशिश करती हूँ। फिर मैंने ये कोशिश करके अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ले लिया, तो उसके बाद आसानी हो गई। लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी अभी इसके मुझे बहुत सारे फीचर नहीं आते, लेकिन ये तो अच्छा फीचर है कि आप इसमें पीडीएफ को डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं। राइट, तो मैंने अपने सारे कोर्सेज की बुक्स यहीं पे डाउनलोड की हुई हैं। उसी पे मैं नोट्स, टीचर पढ़ाते हैं तो उसी पे नोट्स ले लेती हूँ वगैरह वगैरह। राइट, तो आपको पेज नंबर याद है कौन सा वाला किया था?
आई थिंक हम 18 तक थे, हम 18 पे थे।
देखते रहिएगा अगर कोई बच्चा या बच्ची आए तो।
हाँ, मैं देखती हूँ।
18 कर दिया।
somebody is there, कोई एक आया है। खदीजा इज देयर।
ओके, चलें अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। अस्सलाम वालेकुम खदीजा।
Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Good. Those kids are not here yet.
No, they're not.
It's okay. We would be patient, right? Make dua for everybody. Okay.
Yes.
ये वाला हमने कर लिया था सब। ये वाला
ये कर लिया था। नेक्स्ट वाला ये वाला करना है और ये भी कर लिया था।
ये वाला भी कर लिया था।
और हमने शमसी और कमरी भी कर लिया था।
हाँ, ये तो पहले कर चुके हैं।
How about दसुर राबिया? ये नहीं किया। चलें ये करते हैं। रेडी खदीजा?
Yes.
So it's 4th lesson, ad-darsu rabi'u. Okay, ad-darsu rabi'u. Okay, तो सीमा पढ़ने की कोशिश करें।
Okay, so the first one is al-baytu. Al-baytu means house.
Yes.
Fil bayti. Fil का मतलब fi means in. Fil bayti means in house.
In the house.
Okay.
ठीक है। अच्छा, अब आपने फी क्या है आपका? हरफे जर है। देखिए आप इन्होंने आपको बोला नहीं है हरफे जर, लेकिन आपको जुमला पढ़ के आपको पता है कि फी लगाया है तो फिल बैती हो जाएगा, इसके नीचे कसरा आ जाएगा। इट वुड बी कसरा। ठीक है, दम्मा से अलबैतू, दम्मा से ये क्या हो गया? कसरा हो गया। ठीक है, फिल बैती। तो what is the reason? Harfe jar is the reason. When you put the fi there, the baitu become al-baiti. Khadija, you got it?
Yes.
Okay, so al-baitu fil baiti. Next, Seema?
Al-masjidu, masjid, fil masjidi. In the masjid. Al-maktabu, maktab means
desk.
Table, desk.
Yeah.
Okay. Al-maktib. अब यहाँ
पर
al-maktabi.
हाँ, यहाँ पे अला जो है हरफे जार है। On the desk.
Because you can't say in the desk, right? Like, so it's gonna be on.
on the desk, right? Yeah.
Okay. Ala means okay. Then
You can-
Sarir is bed.
Hmm.
Alal Sarir.
Mhm. On the bed. Okay. Next, Khadija, you can do that.
Yeah. Aina Muhammad.
Muhammadun.
Muhammadun. Where is Muhammad?
Yeah.
Huwa fi ghurfati. He is in the room.
Okay. Sahih.
Wa aina Yasirun. And where is Yasir? Huwa fi
Huwa fil
huwa fil himamun.
hammami.
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 He is in the bathroom.
Yes.
Wa aina
Aminatu.
Aminatu. And where is Amina?
Okay. Before you go further, did you see it was Muhammadun, Yasirun, but over here is Aminatu.
Yes.
Why? So they are with Tanween, but this is not Tanween.
It's
this
because
is single.
She's female?
Female. Okay.
Yes.
So Seema, would you know the rule?
Okay.
Feminine. जो नाम होते हैं, they are not with Tanween. ठीक है. So then where is Amina?
Wait. Here fil matbaghi. Matbaghi.
Kha.
Matbaghi.
She is. This is
the kitchen.
Yes. Yeah, she is in the matbaghi. Right? And yes. Huwa is for he, hiya is for she. Okay?
Okay.
Will you remember that?
Yes.
All right. Ainal
kitabu huwa ala al-maktabi. Where is the book? It is on the table. Right. On the desk, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Wa aina al-sa'atu?
Because it's Shamsi. Aina sa'atu.
Oh, wa aina sa'atu? Hiya ala sariri.
It is on the?
It is on the bed. But what is sa'atu?
Sa'atu is ghadi.
Oh,
okay. Clock hota hai na?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right? And now
the clock is on the wall.
Like on the wall over the bed, right? Usually people put it like in front of the, on their bed in the bedroom. So yeah, something like that. Yeah, you are right. Diwar hona chahiye tha. But so exercises, try to answer that. Ain al kitabu, like iske wo nahi hai, aapko main mita deti hu. And then you have to do it all over again. Ain al kitabu.
Huwa ala al-sariri.
हाँ, पहले क्वेश्चन को पढ़िए. आइना
al kitabi वो.
हाँ, किताबी तो नहीं कहेंगे ना.
Yeah.
हाँ, आइनल किताबु. हाँ.
हुआ अलल सरीरी.
हुआ अलल सरीरी. ठीक है, बेड पे है. ठीक है, सरीरी. ओके. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. सीमा, नेक्स्ट सेकंड वाला. मोहम्मद. फिर से बोलिए. मोहम्मदुन. या.
हुआ फिल गुरफती.
हुआ फिल गुरफती. बिल्कुल सही है. गुरफती. ठीक है.
And then it depends if it's if it's feminine for it to be here and then male for it to be hua, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
And
You
that could
have
be
to
like objects too.
object too. Like
Okay.
kitab is hua, but the sa'a is here. How did you know kitab is muzakkar and sa'a is muannas? Because it's a ta marbuta at the end, right? Mostly with the ta marbuta are feminine, with the
Okay.
exception of some, right? Most of them
Yeah.
are feminine. Okay. So that's how you figured out that sa'a is a feminine. Okay. So I'll just delete everything. So you try to utilize your, okay, Khadija, the third one, do the third one.
Aina Sa'atu.
Hmm. Yeah, what is the answer?
Oh, Aina Sa'atu. Here alal maktabi.
Okay, sahi. Maktabi. Okay. Fourth one, Seema.
Aina Yasiru.
Aina Yasirun with the tanween. Okay.
Wa alal Hammam.
In the hammam. Allah nahi hoga. Fil.
Oh, fil hammam.
Fil hammami.
Fil hammami.
Okay. Okay. The next one, Khadija.
Aina Amanu.
No, Aminatu.
Aminatu, sorry. Aina Aminatu. Here fil matbaghi.
Here fil matbaghi. Matbaghi. Okay. Here fil matbaghi. Okay. Sixth one, Seema.
Aminatun fil ghurfati.
Yeah. This is a yes and no question.
Yeah,
This is asking
is Amna
in the room.
In the room.
So you can only answer two ways, yes or no, right? So if you say Naam.
Naam Aminatun fil ghurfati.
Yeah, Aminatu.
Aminatu fil ghurfati.
Naam. Naam. Aminatu fil ghurfati. Yes, Amna ghurfa में है, कमरे में है, ठीक है?
और अगर इसको नो करेंगे तो ये होगा ला आमनतुन फिल
मतबखी, उससे बदल जाएगा जो यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. So Khadija, number 7.
Ayasiru fil matbaghi.
No, ayasirun.
Ayasirun fil matbaghi. La ayasirun fil
नहीं आएगा. आ तो सवाल था. यासिर का नाम तो यासिर होगा ना.
Oh, Yasiru. Okay.
यासिरुन.
Yasirun fil hammami.
Fil hammami. Okay. Seema, next question.
Man fil ghurfati.
गुरफती ही है तो गुरफती होगा.
मन फिल गुरफती.
हाँ, मतलब क्या हुआ? Who is in the room?
आमिनतु फिल गुरफती.
आमना रूम में है. ठीक है. Okay. Next, 9th, Khadija.
Woman fil hammami. is it? And who is in the bathroom?
Yes.
Ayasirun fil hammami.
Fil hammami. Okay, great. Seema.
Maza al-maktabu.
Okay. Maza alal maktabu, alal maktabi. Maktabi अला आ गया तो फिर मकतबी हो जाएगा ना. माजा. हाँ, ये आपको ख्याल रखना पड़ेगा. हर पे जर आ गया तो खुद ही आपका जो हरकत है वो नीचे आ जानी चाहिए. ठीक है. माजा हु नहीं, नो व्हाट. ये तो हाँ, माजा मन इज हु, मा इज व्हाट. सो माजा अलल मकतबी, डेस्क के ऊपर क्या है? किताबुन. अलल
मकतबी.
ठीक है, किताब मेज के ऊपर है. ठीक है. अलल मकतबी. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट खदीजा.
माजा अलल सरीरी. It would be Saatu alal sariri.
as-saatu. अगर खाली हाँ एक है तो उसको as-saatu alal sariri. अलल सरीरी. बिकॉज शमसी लेटर है ना तो मिला देंगे उसको, लाम को साइलेंट रखेंगे. अलल सरीरी. So how was the exercise? इसको इतना ही करते हैं अभी. We will do little by little, right? But I think like you are not knowing that, but it's getting into your brain. Okay?
Yeah, I think now it's challenging us a bit.
Yeah,
it's okay. The challenge is good because now you will start thinking and start forming the sentences, right?
Yes.
And then Quran would be so beautiful. When you would read, you would understand, and it would be all good, inshallah, right?
Yes.
So you never thought like you would be answering Aina Aminatu, right? Here fil matbakhi, right? Who knew that you would know the word matbakhi, but now you know the word matbakhi, right? So inshallah, it's good to learn the language and just think about the possibility you can travel all the Middle East, right? Without any problem. If you know the Arabic, right?
Yes.
It would be beautiful. Okay, so now is there anybody else? Nobody joined?
no.
Why?
Just the two of us.
Khadija, you have to do some promotion. Any kind.
Yeah, I did. I sent like a lot of people the link, but nobody comes.
You have to use the phrases. Just say, oh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has picked you and make your heart milder towards Quran. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you. That's why you are getting this link, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to present you with the opportunity. Because it's no way, if you are thinking about somebody, you are well-wisher of somebody, Allah put in your heart that, okay, that person also should learn, right? So maybe Allah likes that person and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving them the potential or problem. So don't say like we are conducting, right? Just put Allah's name, right? And still if people don't come, we can't say anything because we don't know in future they might be better person, better learner. We don't know, right? What their problems are, why they don't want to join. But the time is now, because once you are a teenage, you are young, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't ask like, okay, what you were doing after when you were 60-year-old, when you retired, right? That makes no sense. Like after I retired, I started reading Quran and everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would only ask, oh, I gave you the youth. What did you do with your youth? Right? That is the question to be asked. Allah is not interested when you were 60-year-old and retired and then you started your studies, right? It's better to study when you are young, because then you will say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know what I was doing. I was studying Arabic every Saturday and Sunday, right? You would be very proudly saying in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Right?
Yes.
Or for example, in the qabr, when the Farishta would ask, Ma Rabbuka, right? Right? Now we know Rabbuka. What does it mean? Ma Rabbuka. Khadija. What does it mean? Ma Rabbuka. Seema.
Who is your Lord?
Yeah. Who is your Lord, right? Ma Rabbuka. Who is your Rabb? So your answer would be Allah.
Allah.
Allah. Rabbi Allah. My Rabb is Allah. Right? So when you know the Arabic, like I'm pretty sure the Farishta will ask, the people who would stutter, they wouldn't be knowing Arabic, or they would say, oh, should I use Arabic or English? Right? So, yeah, it's better to learn Arabic, right? If everything would be in the hereafter, in the Jannah, the Arabic is the language of the Jannah. It was the language of the Jannah. Hazrat Adam alayhi salam was speaking Arabic, definitely. Okay. So we have to learn Arabic, inshallah. Even the Arab people don't know how to read Quran. Okay, they don't know the meaning of Quran, which is kind of very, very sad scenario. They think they know 70%, but if I ask, for example, I was doing my hifz, so now when I'm doing my hifz, my brain start going around the grammar of the sentences, because like I question myself that why the construction is different, right? So for example, if I was reading this ayah, try to memorize this ayah, when I said, Am hasibtum an tadkhulul jannata walamma ya'lamillahu alladhina jahadu minkum wa ya'lam as-sabirin. So my question would be, why ya'lami, why ya'lama, right? So I understood this one perfectly, that it is lam, made it manzoom, made it ya'lam, but then the tajweed rule that two sakin cannot be together, so we have to convert this sakun to kasra, so it becomes ya'lami, and it is joined with Allah, ya'lamillahu alladhina jahadu minkum wa ya'lama. After wow, this is ya'lama. The normal construction is ya'lamu. If it is ya'lamu, I'm fine. If it's ya'lim, lam, I'm fine as well. If it's majzoom, ya'lam is sabirin, I would be good, right? Because wa has a property that anything before may apply after wa. But suddenly it changed from ya'lami to ya'lama. Now I was confused, like why it is ya'lama, why it is ya'lama. So I was just stuck. I couldn't memorize it because it was ya'lama. And it was bothering me. And then I started posing the question. So turned out this wa is a very special, not a ataf wa, it's maya. Wow is called wow maya. And even my teacher was just like, wow, you reached to that, like you are questioning that, right? So and it happens only I'm with you guys. I'm teaching a little bit, like, okay, after lam it becomes majzoom, after ataf it does this, right? I didn't know maya, right? Now I know maya, because there are 10 different kind of wow. So some wow are ataf, meaning and. It also mean and, but because of the context, because of the construction, then you say it is wow maya, right? So anyway, the point is, if you give this ayah to somebody, even the most learned Arab person, and ask them, and Khadija, you can note down this ayah and try to test people. Just say, it was Yalami over here. Why it became Yalama over there? Khadija, you're listening?
Yes.
So you can note down this very special ayah. Because I have made myself like some of the tests, like people who say, oh, we already know Quran. And I said like, no, you don't know Quran. Like nobody can say that we know Quran, right? Why Quran doing certain construction, right? Like it becomes interesting, right? And there is a reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote it that way. And that is the reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the challenge that, okay, if you think Muhammad wrote the Quran, okay, you have the challenge. Like, okay, you are better. Muhammad never went to school, but you guys have studied all the Arabic language. Go ahead and bring one ayah which is like Quran. They cannot. They can't even think of like, okay, we have to put ya lama over here. They can't even think of that. It's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can think of that.
So,
okay.
What is the difference between these two meanings? So Yalami means to know something, to know?
Yeah, both are the meaning of the no, right? But it's just like Allah gave a different flavor. The reason we can memorize the Quran, right? Do you think like even people don't know the meaning and still memorize the Quran? The reason being because it is so beautifully written that maybe if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have put Ya'lamis Sabirin over here, it would be totally off the melody of the music, right? We don't realize, but it has a music in it. It has the melody in it, right? So, but only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could do it, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala added like this wow, right? And there might be a reason we don't know, because we can't even, like, no language can translate the correct way, the Quran, right? So it's better to understand whatever the grammar we can understand, right? So this is, yeah.
How I don't get how this is like I get it, but I don't get how the Arab people like don't understand this, because I get like it's not their section of their language, but isn't it still Arabic? Like
they
shouldn't
wouldn't
know?
know there are 10 kinds of wow. They wouldn't know.
Oh, so they would like they could put the wrong meaning in.
Yeah, and they would say, oh, we don't know, but it's Yalama. You're like they would say potato, what does it make difference?
Oh.
They will say, and like there is like a put and a but. The pronunciation of English, I was reading once, like there is a proper, the whole history about why the put is called put and why the but is called but, right? But we don't know. We only say put and but. But if somebody asks like why we call it put and why we call it but, right? We wouldn't know. But the language people, they know. They know why the put is called put and but is called but. Okay. And we don't care because we just like speak and just forward, right? Same with Quran. So Arab people don't know. There are 10 different kind of wow. Oh, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. So it makes their situation even so Arab people, they get like very offended if you ask them the Quran question, because it's their language and they don't know. And some non-Arab is asking them, they get like really offended that we are trying to belittle them, right? So you have to be careful around them. And they are very arrogant because they say, oh, Arabic is their language and Quran is in their language. But they don't know Quran, which is kind of a very shameful thing, right? Because they know 70% of it, right? Maybe only wa they don't know. They only don't know wa, right? And they could easily we have to study hasibtum an tadkhulu lamma ya'lami. We have to study every little word in it. But only they have to study in this whole ayah, maybe wa, right? So their life would be easier, but they don't spend time as well. They are just like us as well, right? So note down this like if you are in a position where you have to ask, like if people say, oh, we know the whole Quran, just pretend, just say, oh, if you know the whole Quran, could you please just explain me this? Why this is Ya Lama? Right? If they say this is Ya Lama because of Waw use over here is Waw al Maya. If they come up with that word, that means that they have studied Quran at some stage of their life. If they don't come up with the Waw al Maya, then it's meaning that they never try to spend time on their Quran. Right? So it's a very good ayah to just test people and convince people that, okay, come on, people. Maybe you cannot reach to Waw Maya, but at least there are other things. For example, this should have been Tadkhuluna, but it is Tadkhulu because of what? Because of an. Right? It was supposed to be Tadkhuluna, but when an is there, it drops its noon and it becomes majzoom and it's called an Tadkhulu. Same here, it was supposed to be Ya'lamu, but because of the lamma, it became Ya'la, Ya'lam, and because of the tajweed rule, it became Ya'lamillah, right? So these things, somebody has to study at some point of time so they understand more, right? The structure, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it's a very good ayah I came across today. I'll mark it. Not to show somebody that I learned it. I learned it only today after so many years. But nobody should ever say that they know the Quran. They don't need to study Quran. They already know it, right? Never say that, right? Like Sheikh, who was teaching us Sirah, Sheikh Imam Khalil, I told him I want to join his Arabic class. He said, like, it would be a too beginner level for you. And it's only teaching, because I'm more interested in Quranic spoken Arabic, right? Because I think I can cope up with the Quranic Arabic. It has become a little easier for me. But now I'm focusing on spoken. So he says he's not doing the spoken Arabic. He's just doing only Quranic Arabic, and that would be too beginning level for me. I said, like, main purpose is to understand the Quran, and I will always be a beginner for that, right? So I joined his class as well. I'm in Ustad Ramadan class as well, and I will be joining Miftah class as well, and I am doing the Dars Nizami as well. So after doing
Mashallah.
so like what I feel that, like, the more I'm getting into it, because I'm not with the company of the Arabs, right? Usually when you come to Canada, everybody is speaking English, so you get a little bit confidence, although I still speak wrong English, but like I can speak whatever, right? Whatever comes to my mind, I can translate and I can speak. The same would happen if you have like a more and more Arabic, then whatever comes to your mind, you will start speaking. So my goal is, like, at one point, like at some point, I should be able to make the jumla, right? So right now, for example, road ahead, right? I was trying to get the translation of that, road ahead. What should I say? Right? So it happened that it's at-tariq, right? And ahead is like amama, right? So, but you have to put ila. If I wouldn't pay attention or would join so many classes, I would never come up with like at-tariq. I have to put ila. At-tariq ilal imama. At-tariq, it would be written like that. Ilal imama, something like that, right? So the road ahead, and road ahead can be used in like there's a road ahead of you, right? To get the education, there is a road ahead of you, or the road ahead is blocked or is closed, right? So there are so many sentences you can form like road ahead. But I wouldn't know if I wouldn't start learning Arabic. I wouldn't know if suddenly somebody said, oh, can you translate road ahead? I don't know what to say, right? So I like, inshallah, I think if I spend 2-3 years just like this, I would be able to just form small sentences. Maybe like I should have, like as a kid, like what Khadija, your age is, I think that's the best age to start learning. But of course, like you have to do dunya as well. You cannot miss out your university education. So you have to balance both, right? Spend some time on a weekly basis of learning, which you have started. Medina book is a good starting source, inshallah.
So
Right?
तरीक का मतलब जो है वो रास्ता भी हो सकता है, क्योंकि जैसे हरम में जो है अमूमन लोग जो है कहते हैं तरीक
हाँ, स्पेशली जो व्हीलचेयर चला रहे
व्हीलचेयर वाले जो होते हैं,
तरीक, वहीं से मैंने सीखा था। फिर मैं अपनी अम्मी की व्हीलचेयर चलाती थी, तो मैं वहां पे मैं भी अल तरीक, और मेरी अम्मी बड़ी प्राउड कि मेरी बेटी अरबी बोलती है।
अच्छा,
I just picked up there. तरीक मैं भी तरीक बोलती रहती।
Yeah.
So, yeah, we should go there more often, inshallah. So we can.
Yeah, we should.
I think now you would understand better the words, because now you have spent time. Haza, zalika, maza, man. So.
But the Arabs over there, they speak very fast. Very fast.
Yeah, but when you start speaking this like slowly, they would listen, because they would be very appreciative. Oh, he's trying, right? So suddenly they become very appreciative that you are trying, I'm trying, right? So yeah. So inshallah. Anyway, so which ayah we were doing before that? You were doing, right, Seema? कौन सी आयत? सूरह रात. Okay, sorry about that ayah, because it was my whole morning was like.
It's a good thing that you share these things with us. So this is also a learning for us.
Yeah, in the morning I was just yalama, kahan se yalama ho gaya वैसे, how? It's like so sometimes, but now it's like before I was doing hifz, I was just like take the ayah, I start reading it multiple times, but now these things go in my mind, that why it is like that. If 2 yalama are there, what is yalami and one is yalama, there might be difference. What is the difference? It start coming to my mind. So first I have to resolve that, and then I can move on, right? Which is good. Alhamdulillah. So I think you have done 16 ayah the other day.
Ji. Today is 17th.
Okay. Okay. Ready?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أنزل من السماء ماء فسالت أودية بقدرها فاحتمل السيل زبد الرابية ومما يوقدون عليه في النار ابتغاء هلية ومتاع زبد مثله كذلك يضرب الله الحق والباطل فأما الزبد فيذهب جفاء وأما ما ينفع الناس فيمكث في الأرض كذلك يضرب الله الأمثال. So its translation is he anzala min as-samaa'i, he sends down from the sky ma'an, rain, fasalat awdiyatum baqadariha, and valleys flow according to their capacity. And the torrents carries a rising foam. इसमें मुझे उसका word to word तो नहीं पता, मैं सिर्फ इसका translation पढ़ रही हूँ. And from that ore which they heat in the fire, desiring adornments and utensils, is a foam like it. Thus Allah presents the example of truth and falsehood,
Mhm.
As for the foam, it vanishes, being
Mhm.
cast off. But as for that which benefits the people, it remains on the earth.
Mhm.
Thus, Allah present examples.
Mhm. So, but this example of Anzala minas samai, Anzala, what is the meaning of Anzala? As you
From
said,
the
like you don't know
sky,
word by word, but
sends down, sends down from the sky.
right? Sent down
Mhm.
from. Min is from, right?
Min,
Asama from the,
sky.
yeah. Man,
Maan is rain, water.
water, right? And water is a very important concept, right? When there wasn't any earth or anything, it was water, right? Even if you see the composition of earth, what is the composition? 70%
Is water.
over is 70% water, 30% is the land, right? Even if even our body, right? You can Google it, Khadija. Even our body is 70% water. Okay.
Yeah.
And how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like why this, like people has done that 70% or 30%. I think there's some scientific revelation, right? So exactly like this ratio is like maintained in like most of the things. So that was pretty amazing, right? So and before I think before the earth would be very liquid state, right? And then until the water came over here, there won't be any life. So water is associated with like so many miracles of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Even the water in the Jannah is just flowing from the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? That's the highest point. From the arsh, that those nehre jo Jannat mein hai, they are coming from the arsh as well, right? So water, even in hereafter, the water is very important, right? Where the water is important for life, like basically. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving the misal, examples of water, that's not a small thing. That's a big thing, right? And water is not composed of like okay, it just like we should not take the things for granted. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mixed the two gases, hydrogen and oxygen, then the water came into form, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made that composition as H2O, right? It's not HO, because that would be a total disaster if it's only HO, right? And how Allah made like H2O and it became the mild water, like instead of like hydrogen peroxide, it would just like eat you up, right?
Yeah.
Right, Khadija?
Yes.
Right. So ma, when it comes to in the Quran, ma an, water, we should not be reading. We should say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, thanks for giving us the water. And water not there is no crops. There is no food. And if we don't drink water, what is going to happen to us? Dehydration?
Yeah.
Like come on, like just the water is so important. We have to, if we start thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for water, we shouldn't be just like stopping for a single second, right? Every drop of water we get, like we should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that. Anyway, fasalat, then okay, so far you know the meaning of Anzala. Khadija, you knew the meaning of Anzala?
No, I didn't before.
Oh, Anzala is a very what do you read in the Ramzan? Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil
Qadr.
You read that? उसमें भी तो
Yes.
अंजला है, अंजलना आता है, right?
Yeah.
What about that? So it says we descended it down on the night of the Qadr. what it mentions over there in that surah. The Quran also came from up above, right?
Yes.
Similarly, the water came anzala. It comes down from the sky to the earth, right? And fasalat. Okay, so anzala, you know now. Min, you know, from sama, you know,
sky. From sky.
Is it from the sky? Yeah.
and ma, you know,
Water.
water. Fasalat. This is a little difficult word, but you know what? Like you have to learn. There are only 3,000 words in the Quran. Some are difficult, of course. These were all very familiar, right? So Anzala, from now and onward, Khadija, you would know the word Anzala, inshallah. Okay? But
Okay.
fasalat is a little difficult word. Okay? So fasalat means it flows, right? And that's not the only, most of the time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has jara, yajri, tajri, right? It means it flows. So those are the familiar words. Tajri, yajri, right? So most of the time, tajri is used. But over here, it is fasalat. It's a new word. Right? So note it down. If sometime it is so different, right? Then you have to memorize it and remember it, right? And then it's Odiyatun. Odiyatun is valleys. This is also new, right? But if you know Urdu, then Wadi is actually the same word, Dalia. Wow, Dalia, right? Wow, Dalia se Wadi bana. Wadi ko English mein valley कहते हैं, right? That's why, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us like in a Urdu medium, like Pakistan. So even Khadija is familiar with some Urdu. So Wadi is called like valley in Urdu. So if we know that word, then Wadi Awdiya is coming from the same. We focus on the root word, what the root word is. So it looks like Wow Dalia, right? And it's the same root word of the Wadi because this alif is extra, right? If you think about it, actually Wow Dalia. Arabic is only 3-letter words, right? And the other things are made izafa to make it some word, right? They are derived words. If there is a fourth word, then you have to look for what is the fourth word which we can drop and make it a root word. So Wow Dalia. So over here, this is the ta marbuta, which is to make it a feminine, and this alaf is izafa. So Wow Dalia. So Wadi, right? The same root word as Wadi. So it's a valley, right? So water is flowing, coming down from the sky and flowing where? In the valley. Makes sense, right? What are valleys? They are surrounded, like if water is coming on mountains, then from mountains it's flowing down into the valleys and going somewhere, right? So it's coming from top to the bottom, even if the snow comes and it's just like frozen over there on the mountains, but then when the summer comes, it just slowly melts down and goes into the valleys, right? And make it green. All right. So water comes from the sky and it flows down where? In the
valleys.
Okay, makes sense, right? It's
Yeah.
all scientific, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you learn the 2 new words, Seema, fasalat and Audiyatun.
Odiyatun.
Beqadriha, according to their measurement.
According to their capacity or measurement.
Qadar. कहते हैं ना हमारी कदर में ये लिखा है, right? So everybody has a qadar, everybody has a measure. मेरा life कितना होगा वो भी कदर है, वो भी measured है, right? मेरा life 70 होगा, 80 होगा, 90 होगा, Allah knows, अल्लाह ने लिख दिया है, कदर कर दिया है, measure कर दिया है, right? मुझे खाना कितना मिलेगा अल्लाह ने कदर कर दिया है, कदर, right? बेक़द्रिहा, मुझे एजुकेशन कितना मिलेगा अल्लाह ने कदर कर दिया है, right? जो भी हो, मुझे जो भी मिलना है, अल्लाह ने हर बंदे को जो भी मिलना है वो अल्लाह ने पहले से कदर किया हुआ है, ठीक है। तो कदर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, राइट। अल्लाह ने मेजर किया हुआ है, बट वी स्ट्राइव फॉर, राइट। अब ऐसा नहीं होगा कि हम सोच के बैठ जाएं कि अल्लाह ने कदर किया हुआ है तो मुझे कुछ करना ही नहीं है।
बिल्कुल।
Right, I have to go and get it, right? It is for me over there, but if I'm not going there, how I'm going to get it, right?
Yeah.
People give the misal of like the birds. Even the birds get the food. They don't go to the office and earn their money and then buy their food. They go and find their food. How many birds are there on the earth? More than humans, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
And every bird gets the food. How many insects are there? Every insects get the food because Allah has made their qadar. But there is a hadith that even the birds get the food. It doesn't mean that, but then the next part of the hadith, nobody tries to remember that or mention that, because Prophet ﷺ there said that they go in the morning and in the evening they come back full belly. So they go somewhere to find their food. They don't sit on the branch and say, oh, the food would come to us.
Yeah.
Okay. Same with the education. So you have to go to the proper channel to get the education. So people think they have the Quran, they read the Quran at home and they will get all the knowledge about Quran. No, that's a wrong concept. Khadija, to get the Quran proper knowledge, you have to go somewhere and get the knowledge of the Quran, right?
Yes.
So in the bachpan, when you were a child, somebody taught you how to read it, how to spell it.
Yes.
But isn't that the responsibility now? You are at the mature age that now you want to understand it. You now know how to read it, which was like you should be thankful to the teacher who taught you how to read it, how to join the words and how to pronounce them. They taught you perfectly. But isn't it now your responsibility to go and find the proper institute, find the proper scholar and learn the Quran? Right, Khadija?
Yes.
You understanding?
Yes, I understand. Because it's your responsibility now.
Yes.
No one's going to come after you and be like, oh, like you should like understand and stuff.
Yeah. And so people thought that Quran reading is only when they are child and somebody tell them how to spell the words. That's not Quran. That's just the learning the spelling. So if you learn C-A-T cat, but you never know if your dog comes in front of you and you call it a cat, is that a knowledge?
No, it is not.
No.
Right? So when you learn C-A-T cat, but then either they show you the picture, and Quran, they never showed the picture. So that's the reason that we don't know the meaning of Anzala yet. Okay. But we have to know at some point the meaning of the Anzala, just like same like cat, somebody showed you the picture and now you can differentiate between the cat and a dog, right? So same requires with the Quran, that whatever you read in there, we all should be able to know and understand what it says. Okay. Quran is not just do the spelling, right? Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So bi qadre. Now you know the meaning of qadar?
Measurement of capacity.
Yeah. So water comes to the valleys. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not giving the water just all at once to one place. That would be a flooding, right? Sometimes there is like a heavy rain, then it flooded. What Allah does, Allah gives little by little. Sometimes there are floods as well, but Allah has the hikmat for that. But Allah does like the way Allah order the clouds to go and just to have the rain in some places, whatever is required by that land or that valley. Okay. So water flows in the valleys biqadriha, according to the measurement. Because if there would be too much water, everything would be flooded. If it would be too little water, there would be no vegetation, right? If we see the vegetation, so we should recognize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending the water in that valley according to the measurement, the right measurement, right? Okay, next, what is the meaning of fahtamal? Fahtamas salu zabadan rabia, right? Okay, so this is about the cloud, right? Cloud are like the form, right? Form. So there is like a qadar, at the same time there is like a science. The water comes, the water goes high on the earth, then valleys become dry again, then water goes up again, and then water comes down again, right? So that cycle keeps going. And who is doing that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. وَمِمَّا يُوقِدُونَ.
And from that ore which they heat in the fire. So which ore are they talking about? Iron?
Yeah, iron or any other metal, right? Like जितना भी मेटल है उनको अगर आप उनका वो बनाएंगे, औजार बनाएंगे या ऑर्नामेंट बनाएंगे, या ऑर्नामेंट किससे बनाएंगे? गोल्ड से बनाएंगे, और यूटेंसिल्स किससे बनाएंगे? स्टील से बनाएंगे और कॉपर से बनाएंगे, और and many other things are, right?
Yeah.
Lithium batteries goes in the cell phones now, computers, right? So lithium is like a metal like, right? So everything is just like when gold ko aap nikalte, it is mixed with the sand, right? So you have to warm it up, and then the gold flows down in the form of it melts down, and then it's separated from the dust particle or sand particle, and then it becomes the gold, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like gave the knowledge to somebody, right? And they started doing that. They learned that, oh, this, when you melt this sand or this rock, you will find the gold in it, right? So they learned that art, but then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave that knowledge, right? But somebody would have tried to do it, to burn some of the rocks sometime, and they say, oh, what happened to the rock? Why it is solid, right? It's solid because it's just iron, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And even on the when you start burning the rocks, like you see the on the top there is a foam, like there's like a byproduct, and there's like a metal goes down, stuff like that. So this whole process of metallurgy is over here, it is defined over here, right? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that haq and batil, just like the metal goes and settle down at the bottom, and that's real, right? The foam is like you can throw it away, right? Same is the haq and the batil, the truth and the falsehood, right? So haq is like a solid, right? It stays, it never goes away. And that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the example of haq and batil with the metal and with the sky and with the qadr, it's a very heavy duty ayah, right?
Yeah.
And famma, after that, what is this? Famma. Then as for the foam, it passes away. It goes, as scum, like wo jo raw material jo hota hai, yeah. And as for what is the beneficial for the people, it remains, right? Same is like, same is the haq and batil, right? So thus are the examples Allah gives, right? But Allah is giving those examples just like we should start thinking about it, like how much like we have to look around, right? We are happy, oh, we got this utensils, we have the spoon, and that like who made the spoon, how it made, who was the first person who invented or come across with the metal, right?
Yeah.
What metal? Because the reason I studied chemistry most of the time, I mean, that's the only thing I could study. But it was Madame Curie, right?
Mhm.
Radium, the cancer radium is a metal as well, right? It's a
Yeah.
radioactive matter with which you treat the cancer. And I said, wow, I want to be like Madame Curie one day.
Acha.
But Allah made her qadr to be Madame Curie, and Allah made my qadr to be accountant, right? And I should be happy whatever Allah gave me in the end. But who invented like radium, the cancer treatment, whatever is happening now would not be possible if Madame Curie wouldn't have worked so hard and separated the radium from one of the ore and risked her life. Like her body is buried in the lead casket because her body was full of radioactivity because she was exposed. Like at that time, she didn't know that radioactivity would just kill her, right? It's the cure for the others, but it killed her at the end, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that I read her when I was Khadija's age.
Acha.
I used
Yeah, I
to.
did a couple projects on her too.
You did? Oh,
Yeah.
that's why you are in Quran. MashaAllah, MashaAllah, right? She was a great lady. I am like a great fan of her.
Yeah.
We don't know if she died as a Mu'mina or not. We don't know. And we can't say, but humanity, she did something for the humanity. And if Allah would have given the iman in her heart, she must be in a good place, right? So, but she did something for the humanity. Yeah, and that's the Surah Yasin, right? We are not like always strive for akhirah, right? Surah Yasin says that we have to leave our asar. आसार का मतलब कुछ लड़के कहते हैं हम बच्चे पैदा कर देंगे वो हमारे आसार होंगे. No, that's not the asar. Whatever you have done for the humanity, how little it could be, it can be a tree, right? एक tree आपने लगा दिया with the intention कि जो भी यहाँ से गुजरेगा उसका fruit खाएगा और जो भी यहाँ से गुजरेगा उसके साय में बैठेगा, right? That is the asar Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking in Surah Yasin. It's a very beautiful surah, okay? Right? So उस उन्हीं के बच्चे पैदा करके छोड़ गए वो तो मर जाने हैं वो भी like थोड़ी रहेंगे, right? And they are not for the intention of human. ठीक है आप उनको अच्छा रेस करेंगे दुनिया के लिए, that's a good thing, right? But you have to think about what you can do for the humanity, okay? And you have to be selfless, like not always think about yourself. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks you to leave some asar behind. Asar अपने नक्श कदम पीछे छोड़ के जाना.
Remains.
Okay, Khadija, understood?
Yes.
Okay. Too bad other people did not join, but it was a beautiful surah. So now you know the meaning of Anzala, Khadija?
Yes.
Inshallah. All right. So vocabulary is a key, but Medina book, I think it would take you to it. So don't miss any word in the Medina book. Whatever you are reading, you should know. We have done only how many? 15, 20 pages.
Yeah.
Read it one more time. And if you don't know the meaning of any word, try to remember, because our aim is to increase our vocabulary as well.
Yeah, that's
Right? Because in Quran, there are many words which are difficult, like difficult for day-to-day language. Fasalat, behna, like the whole Quran is tajri and yajri, and suddenly we see fasalat. It also means behna, right?
yeah.
All right. So I think we will leave it here, and inshallah, we'll join together tomorrow, inshallah. And nobody else came today. Oh, okay, Khadija. Some marketing is required from your side.
Yes.
Inshallah, one day. Don't lose hope, okay?
Okay.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.